Hurricane Milton was one of the most powerful storms of 2024, and its rapid development caught many off guard. This behemoth of a storm made landfall in multiple areas, leaving a trail of destruction in its wake. Hurricane Milton was a force to be reckoned with, posing a multitude of threats to those in its path. One of the most pressing concerns was flooding. The storm surge was predicted to be catastrophic, with waves reaching as high as 20 feet in some areas. The winds were also a major worry, with sustained gusts of over 150 miles per hour expected to rip through communities, causing widespread damage to infrastructure and homes. And then, there was the potential for loss of life. The storm's sheer power and unpredictability made it a ticking time bomb, with officials urging residents to evacuate immediately. The situation was dire, and time was of the essence. Every minute counted in the face of this monster storm. As the storm made landfall, the destruction was almost immediate. Trees were uprooted, roofs were torn off, and power lines were snapped like twigs. The howling winds made it impossible to venture outside, and the relentless rain turned roads into rivers. It was a scene of utter chaos, with emergency services stretched to the breaking point as they struggled to keep up with the sheer volume of calls. And at the heart of it all was Hurricane Milton, a tempest of unimaginable fury that seemed to delight in wreaking havoc on everything in its path. As the storm raged on, the full extent of the devastation became clear. Coastal towns were inundated with water, with entire neighborhoods submerged under several feet of floodwater. The once thriving streets were now empty, with only the occasional cry for help piercing the air. It was a war zone, with the storm, the aggressor, and the people caught in its crosshairs. And yet, even in the midst of all this destruction, there were moments of hope, stories of heroism, of rescue, of survival against the odds. Hurricane Milton's path of destruction was a long one, with multiple communities bearing the brunt of its fury. From the coastal towns to the inland cities, no one was spared the wrath of this monstrous storm. We'll take a look at some of the most devastating footage, showcasing the sheer scale of the destruction. We'll also hear from those who lived through it, their testimonies a testament to the human spirit in the face of adversity. As we delve deeper into Hurricane Milton's impact, we come across a location that was particularly hard hit, the small town of Oakdale. Situated on the coast, Oakdale was directly in the storm's crosshairs, and the results were apocalyptic. The town's main street was underwater, with buildings reduced to rubble and cars tossed about like toys. It was a scene of utter devastation, with rescuers struggling to reach trapped residents. But even in the midst of all this chaos, there was a glimmer of hope, a daring rescue mission that would become one of the most iconic moments of the storm. The storm surge was so powerful that it breached the town's defenses, inundating the local hospital and forcing doctors and nurses to evacuate patients in the dead of night. The images are haunting. Stretchers being carried through chest-deep water, patients clinging to their loved ones as they're whisked away to safety. It was a moment of raw terror, with the storm's fury reaching its peak. And yet, even in the face of all this horror, there were heroes. Ordinary people who risked their lives to save others, their bravery a beacon of hope in the darkness. As the storm finally began to subside, the full extent of the devastation became clear. Communities were left reeling, with entire neighborhoods reduced to rubble. The death toll was mounting, and the search for survivors was ongoing. It was a grim reality, one that would take months, if not years, to recover from. But even in the face of all this tragedy, there were moments of hope, stories of resilience, of survival, of humanity in the face of overwhelming odds. In the end, Hurricane Milton left an indelible mark on the communities it touched. It was a storm that would be remembered for years to come, a powerful reminder of the fury of Mother Nature. As we reflect on the devastation, let's not forget the importance of preparedness, of having a plan, of staying informed, of staying safe. Let's learn from Hurricane Milton, and let's make sure we're ready for the next big one. Thanks for watching, everyone. If you've got any thoughts on Hurricane Milton, be sure to leave them in the comments below. And if you're new here, consider subscribing for more videos on natural disasters and emergency preparedness. Until next time, stay safe out there.